Greetings Internet, welcome to Aaron Plays, and I hope you're doing fantastically well. So I tried that without a wave, because when I do the wave, it goes off camera. No point in the wave, so I thought, let's try something else. Anyway, this is episode 11 of my Battle Hymn Mission 2 playthrough. I have done some tweaks, as you might have noticed if you watched episode 9 and 10, especially regarding the zero that's constantly flying around and apparently strafing. I thought that was, in the end, preposterous. One, it's nighttime. How can it see what's going on the ground anyway? Two, okay, where's it getting all this ammo from? You know, they only had a few, 20 seconds worth of ammunition. Three, why is it constantly loitering with intent other than what the designer did 40 years ago to really screw around with the players? So, with all those three options, I thought, you know what? He's done. And also some comments said, yeah, don't have him. The enemy tank, well, he seems to be on patrol in and around the beach area. So I'll just have to time my evacuation, pull back, retirement, retreat, whichever way you want to look at it. My getting out of Dodge, we're going to have to time that for when the tank is hopefully at the other end of the map. How long is it going to take me with carrying 3 wounded guys? And we also want to carry back the incapacitated guy who fell down in the Panji. As I've also mentioned in previous videos, what I'm going to do about him is that if we can dig foxholes, we've got spades with us, we can dig the guy out of there without risk, in my mind. The obvious risk with an incapacitated guy is that every hex that we go through, we roll a 0, he's gone. So that's what I'm going to do. Also, in the previous video, I sort of went, how are these satchel charges meant to be done? It says they're meant to be thrown. There's no rules for placing them. Nah. I thought, what I've done is instead placed it in the hex and then roll the dice to see check if it's a dud. And if it isn't a dud, does it blow the building? Blow the buildings on a K or an incapacitated result. And that seems to have been okay. In my mind. Let me know in the comments if you totally disagree. But it's my game. I'm trying to have fun here, so hopefully you guys too are having fun. Let's go down to the map, and I'm not going to do a full recap. I'm just going straight into the game. If you want to recap, go watch the other episodes. Okay, so we're straight away into the event phase. See what else is happening in and around what we're doing. 9 plus 7 is 16. Event 16. I'm trying to find the cartridge. Random event 16. And it's telling me to go to 601. I've seen that number before. That's a 0. I say it's far too powerful. Okay. Next up then is initiative. Okay, both sides roll 0, therefore the Japanese have the initiative. All right, so with a 0, there you go, the tank will go to there. This Japanese dude here will go to there. And my guys will go, looks like we're all going to get 2. Oh, I was good. Spoke too soon, didn't I? These guys all go to there. Right, so this guy only gets 1 anyway because he's wounded. And these all get 1. So the Japanese get 2. Yeah. And I all get 1. Lovely. Right. So we're starting with, we're going to work out the Japanese activation number. Action track. There we go. Right. So he's on a 1. Okay. Japanese soldier U is on a 1. And he's on 807 is his paragraph. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so it's saying basically he conducts best fire. Well, he hasn't got any weapons to fire. So again, this is something that should have been covered in the game. If a Japanese soldier is out of ammo, would he wouldn't just lie there, would he? Well, according to this, he does. So it's a little bit weak. They would go and try and look for some ammo, surely, instead of just lying prone there, hoping that, he's going to be ignored, which in this case, he probably will be. Okay, well, that's him done. The tank, well, he's next, and he's on activation number 0. sorry, 1. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 1. Activation number 1 for the tank is paragraph 900. So is he going to drive fast, drive slow? Let's have a look. We just do not know. Well, that's basically telling me that the tank will drive slowly and conduct best fire if he's got an active target. Well, he hasn't got an active target. Now, the tank, when he drives fast, has 7 movement points. When it's driving slowly, it has 4. So he's got 4 movement points. He's looking for us. Good point. Thank you for reminding me. That should have gone down now to 2. We're counting down how long that star shell, it's quite a long lasting one, is in effect for. Okay, so he's driving. He's currently in R18. You don't have to do a driving check because it's a slow drive. It's only on a fast drive that we have to do some driving check. Considering his driving skill is 8 with full crew. So R18, he goes to S18. So it goes down to 3. S18, yeah, it looks like they're set pattern, isn't it? S17. Well, I suppose he should do that. S17, S17. We'll probably go to S16. And his last movement point at S16, he goes to 080 again. Okay. 080. Which is something like the north or south of, isn't it? Hold on there. 080. Right. If an active US soldier is north of this hex, which it is, go to R16. Okay, so his last movement point, rotate clockwise, counterclockwise. There we go. R16. And that's his last movement point. Okay, so when we start falling back, I'm assuming he'll come this way. But that's an assumption at the present moment. You never know. A random event could change that. So that's his first turn. And now Soldier U has his second turn. So we have to roll a new Japanese activation number. And it's activation number 4. Okay, activation number 4. What's he doing now? Die roll of 4, 8, 6, 2. 8, 6, 2. Which means what? Crouches. Says he crouches. Doesn't say anything about ammunition or anything like that. So he's basically saying, oh, look, I'm here. I can see you. You can see me. So, yeah. All right. Nothing else to report there. So that's him done. So back to the tank. We're on activation number 4, which for the tank is paragraph 905. So what's the tank going to do? 905. If 2 or more active targets in sight, button up. If already buttoned up, C9. No, he's not buttoned up. If 1 active target in sight, C911. If no active targets are in sight, open. If already open, which is 906, drive fast. So there we go. That means he's got 7 movement points. I can find it. Whoop. Drive fast. Conduct snap fire with coaxial machine gun at closest target. There are no targets you can see. And that's it. Prepare cannon if not prepared. It's prepared. So does he have a rolls of 4? So his driving's okay. 7 movement points. Should have kept that out of the way, shouldn't I? Right. Where's he going to go now? He's over here. So he's in R16. R16. He goes to Q17. 1. Q17. Goes into P16 for 2. P16 goes into O17 for 3. O17 goes into N 16 for 4. N16 goes to M17 for 5. M17 goes into L17 for 6. L17 goes into K18 for 7. Boom. Right, as I say, he's become predictable. Then it's my dudes. Okay, what do we want to do? Everybody is available. I don't want to move these guys yet over to here, because if we go over here and that tank does come back, he'll spot us at the present moment in time. However, do we want to deal with this Japanese soldier at the present? That's a good question. The answer is no, not at the moment. Right, so let's start with Davies. All right, so he wants to, he's still got some ammo. He's got one bit of ammo, but he's going to take Flores's. Now, can SAR ammo be used in the Browning? Now, there we go. That's a good question. I'm going to look it up, but let me know in the comments if you know the answer. It doesn't really say either way. I'm assuming not. I don't know if it's a different caliber or whatever. So I have a choice. If we take Flores's SAR rather than, and then take 4 lots of ammo plus 2 grenades and drop the automatic rifle, I think that's what he will do. He's still a good shot no matter what weapon he's using. So yeah, we're gonna take that option. So he spends his entire action basically ripping off everything that Flores was carrying, and he will stay crouched whilst doing so. Okay, now my squad leader, Alan, is gonna, well, it takes him 1 movement point to come out of prone, so he's now standing. And he's still wounded. He's only got 2 movement points, and to cross the stream costs 2. Come on. So he can't even move 1 hex. That's why he's got to come in standing. Well, I suppose he could stay. No, he goes crouched. Because next action, he can go into there for 1 hex as crouched. Okay. All right, that's him done. Then, oh, well, I suppose I better marked him as done better than I. Okay, that's him done. Okay, we will then have Carter go next. All right, pre-stance change to stand. And then he will go 2, 3, 4. These are all hexes I've been in before under this condition, so there'll be nothing there to check. So that's Carter completed. There he goes. Boom. Then we got Baldwin over here. He'll stand for his free stance change and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's him done. And then we've got Dumb and Dumber. Okay, so they'll come out of their prone, and G, he'll crouch and go to there, and Hibbert, he's got 1 movement point remaining. He might as well go into a crouch. Well, he come out of prone, so that was a movement point, so he can come out of prone and go into a crouch straight away. And that's them done. Okay, well that was short and sweet, wasn't it? All right, let's do the next round. First off then, random event. 8, 9, 10, 11. I think 11 again is that plane, but let's have a look. Random event over 11. It says 164. Well, I almost guarantee it's going to say Go to 601. Okay, but let's have a look. 164. Well, that's just one Japanese weapon that was fired last round is out of ammo. Okay, so I would suggest that that will be the aeroplane. It fired 2 rounds or 3 rounds ago, but it would be out of ammo, wouldn't it? So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. That was the random events. Let's roll for initiative. Come on, let's have 2 decent rounds for a change. I actually win initiative, but it's a crappy 5. Okay. Yeah, 5 gives me blinking nothing. Right, so Japanese tank on 4. That's getting 2 activations. Soldier U gets 1. Ambrose is in Europe. This is Alan. He gets 1 because he's wounded. With advantage. He should be up there, but he goes to there. These guys get 1 as well. It's a bit annoying, isn't it? That the guy who gets disadvantage still gets 2. And these guys, they got 2 as well. Okay, so we're looking at the tank first. We roll for its activation number, which is 6. Okay, what are you doing with a 6? Oh, and that goes down from 2 to 1 now. Okay, label 1 round. Boop. Okay, okay. Right, what's Tanky doing? He's in, well, activation number 6 with the tank is 907. 907. He's driving fast. He rolled a 9. Oh, that's an accident. Let's have a look what happens now. Okay, I meant to do the actual accident check. We've done it. He's going to have an accident, but only after he's moved faster than his slow movement rate. So he gets to move 4, then he has the accident. So let's see what the paragraphs say. I mean, he could be driving off. Something else could be stopping him. So he's currently in K16. K16, which is... Okay, 16. It says 390. Okay, I don't think I've seen that one before. I was looking at the wrong paragraph. It's K18, which is nothing. He can, he's in K18, so he moves to J18 for 2 so far. I think that's correct. I've lost count, disturbed by a few things at the same time. So he has 7. Okay, he's on 6. He's got 5 remaining. He's gone 2 movement points so far. J17, J18 goes to L18. That can't be right. J18 goes to J19. Right. The actual cartridge and the cards don't quite line up. So J19, he's got 4 movement points remaining. J19. That's taking me to paragraph 314. That might make a bit more sense. This way. Okay, 314. Let's pause at that point. He goes to K19. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Right, so he's now going fast. So this is where he has his accident. Okay, so we now have to determine what happens with the accident. There is an accident table, okay, where he's got 3 movement points remaining, where high is no effect, basically, and low, he could throw a tread. He rolls a 2. He only loses a turn. So, okay. As he's partway through a turn, on here, So I'm going to say he loses that turn, plus he loses that turn, because that's lose a turn. So that's him effectively done. He's bumbled and stumbled around, jostled. So he's been a good driver so far in the action. Right. Okay, over to me. Okay, so we've got to work our way out of this situation. Davis has got one shot. The Japanese is no longer prone. He's wounded. Do we worry about this guy who's out of ammo? We're not going to gain anything for him. So he is going to crouch across the stream. If he stands, he's only got one movement point. Crouching, you can move. So there we go. Crouching. Oh, there's not a rule that I actually have to stand up in the stream, is there? I can't remember. I don't think so. I can't remember reading anything that says I have to be standing to cross a stream. Got line of sight rules, got blocking terrain rules. Have we got rules about you gotta stand up in stream? Can't see anything. Let me know in the comments if you do find anything. And whilst you let me know, give the video a like. Go on. Right, so he's done. Boom. Only got one action. He was wounded. Okay, and then we'll do the same with Alan, starting across the stream. Okay. What are we going to do over here? All right, well, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, stance change, 3 stance change, crouch. Oops. Now, I should actually be checking these. I don't think I've been in these sectors before. S9. I haven't been that far down the stream. It's got none anyway. And T9. Being a bit blasé there. Yeah, none. I'm assuming there's going to be nothing. Okay, then, so that's Clark. And we then got to bring B. He goes 1, 2, 3. Might as well go into a crouch there. Okay. These two guys, well, let's crouch them a little bit closer. Not quite in command range yet, but there we go. And that just leaves Soldier U. We have to do a new activation number for him. He gets a 5. All right, what's he going to do on a 5? Bolt action rifle with no bullets. He's doing paragraph 803, which is probably stand, crouch, or do something which doesn't quite make sense. But if an active target is visible and this Japanese is not in open hex, crouch and conduct best fire. No. And this Japanese is not in right, crouch and conduct best fire at easy start. Fall prone after fire. He can't do the fire, but he can fall the prone. So he falls prone. There we go. He doesn't get 2 prone markers. Stop being greedy. Right, there we go. And that's it. Right. Sure why I put there. Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's done effectively 2 rounds in this video. I think that'll be enough. So let's go back up to the top. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get a lot of going round and round in circles as I try to pull out. I'm going to try and rescue Evans. That Japanese soldier, unless there's a random event that rearms him, is not going to get any more bullets. There doesn't seem to be any designation for him to, so far that we've seen, allows him to come out and try and stab with his knife. I'm going to ignore him. We don't need to do anything with him. We will be moving adjacent to him to get the incapacitated guy. So does that mean we do need to do something about it? I don't know. And obviously that tank. It's going to continue to go around in circles. So that'll be shot in the next episode. I don't know if we, is there much interest left in this? I don't know. It all depends on that tank. I'm going to be staying hidden from the tank and then get off. But we'll see that what happens in episode 12, if it's actually worth continuing going on. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed it. If you could, give us a thumbs up. All helps the channel. That's the like button, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Any comments, good, bad, indifferent, all helps. And if you would like to financially help the channel, you could become a channel member. It's all in the bottom below, or give us super thanks, etc. But until next time, play games, have fun. Bye, internet. Got to find the button.